Hello and welcome to round one with Blue-White Tron. Uh, well, that is not. It's a pretty auspicious start. One lander, not really what we want. This, though, I will snap keep. Turn three Thought-Knots here is pretty good. We can also turn three gifts. We have our choice of what we want to do. Yeah, just all around great hand. Yeah, that seems like a perfect card. We get to decide whether we want to remand or signet on two, too. And if we decide to remand on three, we can leave up remand after playing Signet. So there's just a ton of things this hand does. That is a wonderful innovation, by the way. Uh, there's a constant bird. So we're playing against Company, most likely, which I'm not too afraid of Company's threes. They're usually like Finks or whatever. But I would like to just aggressively get an Elish Norn on the table if possible. Yeah, so it used to be that these little white things automatically reset if you click them to the opposite. You'd click them and it would change. But now there's a little toggle thing, so that doesn't happen. It's great. So I don't. My opponent's short of getting ooze to stop this, so I don't see any reason not to just gun an Elish Norn and kill my opponent. Okay. Still short of ooze. Oh my gosh, I forgot about playing with gifts on Magic Online. Oh, they've changed the interface since I last did like years ago. So you actually click the things and you can see them. One, two. Done. Okay, so this is how Gifts Ungiven works. Choose wisely. Uh, well, our opponent has gained 2 life off of Persistent Finks, and we get to make 3/3 Thopters. That's not terrible either. I don't really know how Company is supposed to beat a Game 1 Elish Norn. Well, that answers my question. They don't. So, not super interested in the Dawn. Engineered Explosives, Ugin, very good. Surgical's okay. I don't mind like a Dispel, just a KO Company and stuff. Spell Snare, not super high on that card here. It counters Anafenza and Melira and a couple other Wall of Roots, but not super important. Remand, pretty good. Their deck actually, despite having a bunch of birds and stuff, actually relies on their high cost spells. Not sure how much I dig the Surgical. Also, their cards are split pretty well for explosives, so I'm not huge on that. I do kind of want to get this other Thought-Knot Seer in here, though. I'm just going to take out Emrakul. I don't... That's just some nonsense. I don't know what that's trying to accomplish. Remand, great. Thopter Sword, probably required. Thirst Crucible, great. All these cards are good so far. Cool. Mindslaver, very good against the deck with sacrifice stuff. Iona... Hmm. Maybe I don't need Iona. That looks good. This is the problem with sideboarding with gift decks in real life. It's not all neatly sorted for you to see. Yeah, I'm not really gonna. I mean, I could Iona Green and it's okay, but Elish is just better, right? And like, if the first one dies and not able to unburial right the second, Worth noting, this deck has no way to cast the Unbarrow Rights from hand. Um, in the past, there may have been like one land that does it, but I don't think it's a huge deal. Okay, this seems like a fine keep against, well, any hand, but specifically a 6. Just having all 1-for-1s is pretty clutch there. Whereas versus a 7, they might be able to just kind of do some things and actually have enough cards to run me out of stuff. With 6, it's a little harder. Okay. So the rest of this game is basically, well, if I get Sin Collector, that's obnoxious. But the rest of this game is basically going to be me um, making sure I don't get hit by their first big spell. There's no reason for me to EOT that path. I don't really have a 3-mana spell that I'm super excited to cast. Um, Not super interested in exposing that. I'd rather just I'd rather just Flooded Strand, I think. I'm going to path on my opponent's turn just to, this card is a thing that it's not that obnoxious, but like I don't know if there's anything that's, I guess with the Township there might be, it's the best. I'm basically trying to figure out if there's relevant targets past that I have to really care about, um, or if I just need to not get beat down. I think the Township was the deciding factor in going for the Don't Die plan. Especially now that my opponents demonstrated that they hit their fourth land drop. Uh, yeah, right into the trap. Because once they hit 4, like they're so close to Township anyways that the path doesn't matter. But if they were stuck on 3 lands, I would probably just leave them with 3 lands, and just take the beat down from the Finks. This turn I'm okay playing Foundry because if I get destroyed, like if it gets destroyed with like a Viridian Shaman or whatever, or Reclamation Sage or whatever, I can sack in response. Um, yeah, that's a good draw. Yeah, so I was saying with 3 mana, Township's enough of a threat that I don't just. Okay. Yeah, this card kills you fast enough that if they're stuck on 3, just attacking with the Finks, they're a slower clock if you don't put them 1 land away, I think. Because Finks is not a particularly fast clock. So Gifts here was just going to get Sword of the Meek in some fashion. Um, Trying to think what else I would get. Probably just like Sword, Thirst, Gifts, and trying to think what other last card my opponent would be unable to give me there. Yeah, just be like Sword, Thirst, Gifts, and Dispel probably. Just something that my opponent is like hard pressed to beat if I have it. And then once I have Thopter Sword plus Dispel, I'm not sure how they break that up.